Have you ever heard about twins, lookalikes, or doppelgangers? Twins are those who look alike, but they're different individuals. Their personalities and individual features vary. An Instagram model killed her doppelganger to fake her own death. So, a question arises: why did she kill her lookalike? What could drive someone to commit such a horrific act? The model's family believed their daughter was deceased. However, one day, something strange occurred. Their supposedly deceased daughter was seen ordering pizza from a restaurant near their home. This case is utterly bizarre, crazy, and of course, incredibly sad. In Germany, the media referred to it as the doppelganger murder.
Der Doppelgängermord, das sind exklusive.
After listening to the case, you will think, how did she think that plan would work? A model or content creator can do anything to increase her followers. So was it a publicity stunt? Or she killed her for other reasons? So let's learn a little more about today's case revolving around Sharaban K, an Iraqi descendant. 23-year-old Sharaban K lived in Germany. Sharaban K's relations with her family were not good because her family was very controlling. They wanted to keep her life in a set order, do this kind of work, wear this kind of clothes, and go to this kind of school. Sharaban K's family always kept an eye on her, and they wanted her to pursue normal business studies. However, she wanted to become a beauty blogger, so she decided to leave her family and follow her dreams and passions. By doing this, she also became moderately famous. People liked Sharaban's Instagram beauty posts a lot. Additionally, she used to sell clothing and makeup items. She started on Instagram first, but then she moved on to TikTok. After joining TikTok, Sharaban's second business, selling beauty products and clothes, received a lot of assistance. You know how much traffic an influencer can get from TikTok. For beauty influencers, TikTok is a game changer, and Sharaban was already famous on Instagram. So, it didn't take long for her audience to transition to TikTok, which brought her fame and financial success. With the earnings, she purchased her dream car, a Mercedes. Additionally, it is said that Sharaban met her boyfriend on TikTok. Online dating is commonplace nowadays, with many individuals finding partners online and building happy relationships. Similarly, Sharaban developed feelings for a guy online who lived in Munich, Germany. Consequently, she decided to relocate to Munich without informing her parents. And after moving, they started living with each other. They started visiting many different places in Germany. Germany is a well-known country for its beauty. So continuing the story, their love increased so much that they decided to get married. She informed her parents, and they got married. But this marriage didn't last long. We don't know the exact details, but because of internal conflicts, Sharaban and her husband drifted apart. Sharaban decided to get divorced at the age of 23. Not just at any age, but specifically at 23 years old. It does sound somewhat unusual to get married, relocate, and then divorce at such a young age. While the divorce was the right decision for both parties, her family disapproved of it greatly. Sharaban felt suffocated by her family's expectations and lived in a constant state of rebellion against their wishes. Despite keeping in touch with them and sharing everything, Sharaban often went against their opinions. People can relate to it because many of us live with our families, but we don't listen to them. Not so much if you're watching from the US or Canada. There, children get free food to choose their lives. Not so much in Asia, though. But after her divorce, Sharaban's family was very upset with her. We don't know the exact reason behind their conflict. Maybe she wasn't getting love from her family, maybe she was looking for this love somewhere else. And while searching for this love, Sharaban met Sheqir. Sheqir was very impressed with her beauty, and he also supported Sharaban's online career. She also fell in love with Sheqir, and they decided to live in Lebanon, which again was a problem for Sharaban's family, and her back and forth with her family had to be fixed forever. In August 2022, Sharaban talked to her family and said, "I'm going to Munich to meet my ex-husband. After talking to him and meeting him, I'll come home to see you." She did call her family, but many weeks passed after that call without any contact from Sharaban. This was unusual behavior for her because, despite her strained relationship with her family, she used to share everything with them. So her family became concerned and started looking for her. This action reflects their love for Sharaban. Perhaps they struggled to express it, but they genuinely cared about her. After searching for a long time, they finally found Sharaban's Mercedes near the Danube River, which was about 8 hours away from her ex-husband's house. But when they opened the car door, they found Sharaban's dead body in the back seat of the car. Her face and body had been stabbed many times, and her face had been damaged. Her condition was so bad that Sharaban's family couldn't recognize their own daughter's face, and they didn't even want to see the dead body in such a bad condition. But the police, based on her hair, skin tone, and body height, found out that obviously this is Sharaban. Sharaban's family, in one shot, lost their 23-year-old daughter. She was just about to reach the height of her career, and because of the last call, they were completely suspicious of her ex-husband. As you remember, before she left, she told her family members that she was going to meet her ex-husband. They thought that maybe because of Sharaban's new boyfriend, he started feeling jealous, and by calling the police, they were about to tell them about the ex-husband. At that time, he got a call from the police, and with that came some very shocking information. When Sharaban's family was returning home from the crime site, Sharaban's body was sent for autopsy. During the autopsy, it was discovered that this girl was not Sharaban at all. Although the height, complexion, and hair matched, the DNA revealed that this girl could not be Sharaban. The girl found in the car in such a bad condition was named Khadidja O. Police had received a missing person report for Khadidja O about 100 miles away from Sharaban's car. And on top of that, the police found proof of Sharaban being alive. When her family thought that their daughter was dead, she was ordering pizza from a pizza shop near her house. Without wasting any time, the police arrested Sharaban and her boyfriend Sheqir. Now, wait a second. What happened? Who was Khadidja, and what was she doing in Sharaban's car? And how was Sharaban alive? Well, the truth will shock you. This entire incident was a plan orchestrated by Sharaban and Sheqir. Their plan was to get rid of their families and start a new life. As we discussed earlier, she didn't like her family at all, and her family was such that they weren't even leaving her alone. They knew where she always stayed. So she and her boyfriend devised a cunning plan. If I die, then my family will forget about me forever. However, she couldn't bring herself to commit suicide. So, she started searching for her doppelganger, and this was her plan to get rid of her family. She started creating numerous fake Instagram accounts through which she could connect with influencers. This idea, conceived by a 23-year-old girl, was to find influencers who resembled her. Can you believe it? Sharaban began searching for girls who resembled her near her city, and she started messaging them by giving them fake deals on Instagram. A lot of girls replied to Sharaban, and one of them was Khadidja. Khadidja's skin tone was like Sharaban's. Her facial structure was almost similar to Sharaban's. Her body type, her height, almost everything was like Sharaban's. And just like Sharaban, Khadidja was also an Instagram and TikTok star. Khadidja didn't have as many followers as Sharaban, but she was getting there. So Sharaban first became a manager and messaged Khadidja. Sharaban said, "I'm the manager of Loon, who is a popular rapper. And for his next song's music video, we're looking for models of your body type." Now, it was kind of unbelievable, because if you look at Loon, Sharaban, and Khadidja's photos together, then they do resemble a lot. And then Khadidja had already known the Loon rapper. So she was excited that she got a chance to work with such a talented and famous rapper. And this is actually common too. A lot of artists approach models to work with them through their managers. And through their managers, they get them to DM or offer them. But Sharaban repeatedly told Khadidja that we would pay you this much. We'll set up everything for you. We'll make everything available for you. You should just come here as soon as possible. So Khadidja also started feeling somewhere that this was kind of fishy. Loon is a very popular rapper. Why would he do all this just for one model? So Khadidja at once, with the same chance, DM'd Loon on Instagram, saying, "I am your big fan, but someone from your company reached out to me. I am asking to be a part of your next music video, and it seems fishy. Can you let me know if this is real or not?" Loon is a very famous rapper. He must have been getting a lot of DMs, but surprisingly, Loon replied to Khadidja, and he basically told Khadidja, "No sis, this is a scam. Stay away from this." So Khadidja stopped replying to this manager, Sharaban. But Sharaban didn't give up, and again she started messaging her as a clothing brand. This time Sharaban talked to Khadidja about giving away free cosmetics. She offered her barter system. Now what is the barter system? You get free products, and you have to promote them for free. So thinking that this was a real deal, which she got before, and it was matching with the deals, Khadidja got trapped in Sharaban's plan, and she said yes to Sharaban. Sharaban said that she can pick her up from there if she wants, and this was not a nearby place. Keep in mind, this is 100 miles away from her, so these two very soon made a plan to meet. Around early August 2022, everything went according to plan. Sharaban and her boyfriend met Khadidja. They offered her free products and conducted a photo shoot with her. Both of them were very friendly with Khadidja, to the extent that Khadidja trusted them. But what exactly happened after this? We don't know, because after meeting Sharaban, Khadidja stopped posting on social media. But it was concluded that when Khadidja was going back home, Sharaban offered to drop her off in her own car, 100 miles away, which Khadidja agreed to. And then, in the same car, Sharaban or her boyfriend attacked Khadidja, and she hit her face 50 times with a knife, so that when the police find the dead body, they don't get to know that this is Khadidja. Just imagine that she was disfigured more than 50 times. It takes a lot to do that. It takes a lot to stab somebody once or twice, but in the face, and then to do this over and over again. This had to be a horrific death that this woman died.
Her screams were most likely stifled by her own suffocating lungs.
It's hard to even think about. They thought that if the police just see the car and see the stuff inside, then maybe they won't do a DNA test or an autopsy. But this is such a brain-dead plan. Well, Sharaban and her boyfriend were arrested. Sharaban K's trial started in Germany. Her boyfriend Sheqir K was on trial too. They covered their faces when they were led into court. Prosecutors said that Sharaban K and Sheqir K lured a woman named Khadidja O to a wooded area and stabbed her in the face more than 50 times so Sharaban K could fake her own death.
49 defensive wounds, 35 wounds to the head and neck, 29 to the back and shoulder.
Just imagine that she was hit more than 50 times. This had to be a horrific death for this woman. It's hard to even think about. Sharaban K is accused of going on Instagram and scrolling the internet trying to find women who looked like her. Suppose you go on Instagram and you're scrolling for people who look like you because you want to kill them. How weird this situation could be. The German media has reported that Sharaban found Khadidja O, a beauty blogger, and lured her to a wooded area by promising her a beauty kit and a beauty treatment. Reports from several outlets said that Sharaban wanted to fake her own death to get out of her marriage, which was in serious trouble. The BBC reported that Sharaban K and Sheqir were suspected of trying to hire a hitman to kill Sharaban K's former partner, but the hitman took a deposit and didn't carry out the hit.
She suffered a painful, horrifying death from someone that she trusted.
There have been some other cases where people have basically tried to steal someone's identity by murdering them. Victoria Nazarova is serving 21 years for trying to kill a woman to steal her identity.
And during sentencing, the judge referred to Nazarova as extremely dangerous.
And Lois Rice pleaded guilty of killing a woman so she could steal her identity. We will discuss these cases in upcoming videos. Now, coming back to the case, Sharaban still said that she paid Sheqir to do this. And in this case, it is also said that Sheqir was only used here because he loved Sharaban a lot. But Sharaban finally told the police that she wanted to go away from her family, and she wasn't able to keep up with her family's fights and nagging anymore. But this girl, on the second day of her disappearance, in public, why did she think it was right to buy pizza? We have no idea. The only reason that was left behind is that maybe the police, on the day of finding the car or the day of finding the body, didn't give this information to the media, because of which maybe Sharaban thought that now no one knows about me and that I'm dead, so I can go out. But still, if you committed a crime, you would be on the lookout for 24 hours. And it is also reported that before the DNA test came out, police were looking into Sharaban's ex-husband, as he was the last suspect. But after getting the CCTV footage of Sharaban, they dropped everything against him. Khadidja, from her TikToks, really looked full of life. She always used to smile, used to hang out with her friends, and used to focus on herself. But because of a very undercooked plan, her life was ruined. Sharaban's court trial hasn't started yet, so she hasn't been punished yet. But we are sure that she will be found guilty of this plan, a plan that took an innocent life. It's about how a person perceives the situation. So when we examine the motive for Khadidja's murder, it never makes any sense. In this particular murder, if the goal is to eliminate a problem, well, we all have problems. We've all been in bad situations or bad relationships. So when we look at people who commit premeditated murder, basically to get rid of some kind of problem or escape a bad situation. In their minds, they think one of two things. Either they have tried other ways of getting out of this and they can't, or they don't have the skills within them to get out of the situation. The other part that's important to consider is the relationship between the two defendants here. When two people are together and discussing things, it's like the sum is greater than the parts. When two people come together and start discussing the situation, things can more easily get out of hand. So when one or both of these situations are present, then, in certain circumstances like this one, the person begins considering other alternatives. And this type of case occurs in society. And with that, Sharaban's case ends here for now. Please keep your loved ones very close to you. We will be back with another mysterious true crime documentary.